How does it feel to be debuting in Lola 2024?
Yeah, we've seen videos of Lolla across the world. It's, Coldplay performing and 1975 being part of it. So a lot of bands that we love performing at Lolla, and to be amongst that lineup with Sting and,
Love and
yeah, Love, The Rose,
Jonas Brothers.
and all these artists. It's just great to, see the poster and find our name there. That's great.
So could you give us like a sneak peek into your Lollapalooza 2024 set list?
Okay, so we're doing a full production set. It'll be something on the lines of the tour that we did recently, but compressed to a 45-minute format. So, because we would love to play a longer set, but that's the time we have. So it's going to be a power-packed, full energy set. Some of the new songs, some favorites.
New song on the EP.
Yeah, new songs in the EP. Yeah.
So let me put you in a little bit of a spot now. So if When Chai Met Toast had to do like an impromptu stage collaboration with one of the artists from the lineup, who would that be and why?
Love for sure. I'd go for Love, but rest of them
Same.
Love.
Yeah. Jungle maybe, but I don't know.
So many people, dude.
Yeah, too many people. Love it is then.
So there's a genre, a vibe to each band that musicians follow, And for When Chai Met Toast, I think it's more about ambiguous lyrical music. It's more like perspective-wise thinking music. Because I was going through one of your Rolling Stone India interviews, where I think Ashwin had mentioned that now the focus is more about making story-driven songs that the audience could connect to straight up.
Yeah.
So do you all think you all have hit that mark by now through a song or an album?
Yeah. Like when you're feeling the whole album.
Which is my favorite. Sorry. That's why I'm wearing yellow also. But that's a favorite song. Yellow. Training with Ashwin and Pally, of course.
No, I mean, we're still writing two different kinds, like perspective as well as story-driven stuff. It depends on music to music and song by song. So, yes, I think When We're Feeling album, like Achut said, is story-driven, and Yellow Paper Daisy and a bunch of other songs. So, I think we're still...
It's a mix of both, but I think more towards a story-driven perspective in recent songs at least.
At the end of the day, staying original to who we are. Yeah.
I am a writer. As much as I would want to be a professional writer, I'm not. But I write for myself. And for me, I don't put in dedicated time frames for my writing. It's not like I'll wake up 6 a.m. every day and put in 2 hours and hone my skill like that. It doesn't help. I've tried. But for me, what works is, for example, even if I'm in a market shopping, a thought randomly comes in and I have to take a corner and write it down on my phone. It could just be like a 1-line or a 2-line of thought. But I know that from there, I could take it ahead and make it into a piece of poetry or whatever the format could be. So for me, writing works like that. So I wanted to know what's the thought process like for the four of you when it comes to making your music, not just songwriting, but the entire process of making that one song in an album.
I think there is nothing like a process. Sometimes the places that we go actually helps us a lot. So a lot of songs come up when we are on sound check. We try to jam ourselves. Then Ashwin tried to sing on top of it.
Yeah.
And I think Fireplay came when Ashwin was in
bathroom. Yeah, I mean, it depends on place to place. Like you said, right? You're in a market shopping and a thought comes through and you just put it to paper.
It's so random. That's what. People be like, oh, tell us the story. But there is no story. It's so random sometimes. I understand.
Yeah, I completely understand that because when I go shopping, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just picking things up and I'm just like randomly singing tunes. Sometimes something comes up that I record and I send it to Achut or Pally or Pai. And that just works out to be a great song sometimes. Or sometimes it just, Achut says, or Pally says, no, it doesn't work out. So, I think it starts from there. But then the process is definitely there where we go into the studio, then we track all of it, then we look at how it gets produced, or what all can go through, or what kind of instruments go in.
And we overthink every line 100 times.
Like we're doing right now. Like before the call, we were just actually writing a new song. It's a great time to ask this question because actually we were writing a new song and we were still doing the same old things of like going back and forth.
Yeah, because like we sometimes a new line in a song comes up, which is great as a line, but then somehow it doesn't like connect with the whole narrative.
Yeah.
So then we are like, do we give preference to
the line
or the narrative?
So what do you end up choosing? Is it the narrative or the line? What is it?
Depends on the
yeah,
song, I
On the
feel.
song, yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes like that particular line is so strong that we feel like changing the narrative to make it
Yeah.
sort of fit those two
Yeah,
lines.
yeah.
But sometimes certain songs like
Everything just connects.
everything just connects together in one go.
And it might not even take like a day, 2 or
Yeah.
something. It's just like half an hour, 20 minutes, the song is just done. So
Yeah, and you don't you feel like you don't
In
want to
30 minutes,
yeah, sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
clickbait thumbnail title for the YouTube interview.
No, Yellow Paper Daisy is one
But
kind of
that's
song.
insane.
Yeah.
Yellow
Oh,
Paper Daisy, your favorite
Wow.
song, is one of those. Like
Yes.
it just happened so.
wow.
But at the end of the day, if you've listened to a song called Ocean Tide,
Yes. of course.
that's gone through 3 different renditions for the song itself.
By now, of course, you all have touched and performed in almost all states in the country. It's insane. It's huge. And India being
Almost.
Almost.
India being in oh, is it like all? I'm so sorry if I missed
No,
one.
no, no, almost. We have it.
Almost, right? Yeah, and India being India for its, huge dynamic diversity, what offers more pleasure to a band like Chai Mid Toast? Is it meeting a metropolitan fan who's been listening to your music all throughout? Or is it more about, making a new fan, a new genuine fan in a small town whose taste could be completely poles opposite to what you all need?
Coming from a place like Kerala and struggling to do what we're doing in the initial part of our life, where we were writing songs and, especially in English, 90% of it being in English, and putting it into a regional audience mix, and then people coming and being fans itself, we're very grateful for that. And we cherish each and every single one of them who listen to our music. There's no bias into small town, big town, mid town. There's nothing like that. Every single one, if they like Chai, they like us, is what we think.
Yes.
And we just go with that. And I don't want to, like anywhere or everywhere, we don't want to differentiate between them. Because it took a lot of effort from our end for them to listen to us. And that itself, we're very grateful and humbled for it. Yeah.
So I was going through one of your articles in Forbes where the Spotify's artists and label partnership head talks about your extremely consistent song releases in terms of top-notch production. So where does that amount of dedication comes from? Because, we live in a world where artists have now become so outspoken about this whole creativity blockage funda. So I wonder what it takes for you all to be this consistent.
So it's not about like Ashwin doing the writing, or like we four of us try to help each other. Like so me and Pai and Achut mostly handle the production. So when Ashwin gets stuck in lyrics, Achut will help him. Like so
Yeah.
it's not like it's like a teamwork.
So
Sorry.
to be very honest, I think pressure from our manager. But
We step into
But
each
yeah.
other's weaknesses.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, also we have this OCD for music production. So until it reaches that point where we feel it's right, we don't release it or even give it for mixing.
But the
But
dedication
despite
comes
that, you all are so consistent. Is what the Spotify artist and label partnership
no,
head says.
definitely consistency, because I feel like we also realize how important it is to be relevant in the industry. And that is one major thing why, because we know that it's been 8 years and we've been doing this for a while, and we know that being consistent has a lot to do with being relevant, and that's one major reason. And I think we all give our full for that, and that is why the dedication, and also knowing, like I said before, right, coming from Kerala and piercing into a scene like a Mumbai or a Bangalore or Delhi was difficult for us, and we know how difficult it is for anyone else as well. And that is probably also one more reason why we're still pushing ourselves to make the music that we do and write. Yeah.
You all had gone to the UK to record your Love You the Same EP, obviously followed by a UK tour, which was huge. And then you all had performed in US and Singapore. And 2024 looks so exciting with Australia in the list.
Yeah.
So how different is it to perform for a global audience versus a home ground concert? Is it more challenging, or is it like nerve-thrilling?
For us, it was always a dream to step out of the country and perform. So that way, it's slightly more nervous. We feel slightly more nervous before those shows, I guess. But otherwise, it's we don't treat it so so much differently than any other show. It's just like another step in our in our goals. And right now I think right now it's also mostly, like, I would say 85% audiences who have heard us from India, and people who have spread the word outside, who come to listen to us. So it's a connected circle. Like, I feel like a lot of the audiences that come to our shows, say in the UK or Singapore recently, who have attended the shows, are people who have probably heard a show in India, or they've heard of us through their friends. So it tends to be a similar vibe of audience.
And at the same time, I don't think it's challenging now. If it was in our initial phases, I think it would be much more challenging than what we were doing. Right now, all four of us have cats. We fall in four legs when we are on stage, and that's how it is. And we're so used to each other being around on stage as well. It just becomes challenging is so never comforting. A thing anymore. It's comforting.
Also the team that we've built around us really helps. Like, we have a sound engineer, a strong sound light tech team. Who
and management also.
Who are, like, anything goes wrong, they know the best ways to troubleshoot and make sure that we're comfortable. So that really helps.
Okay, so my last question would be, is there a special message that you would like to give to your fans who are so eager to watch you guys perform at Lolla?
We love you so much that we can't express that in words. Come see us at Lolla and experience what we do, and just enjoy. Just have fun and be yourself.
One world, your station.